folks, Jason Chrisman here, JC's Bees. We've had some real nice weather here the last few days. Actually, yesterday it was in the 70s. Today we're experiencing a little bit of liquid sunshine, but that's alright. That'll make everything green up. But as this warmer weather came up on us the last couple days, I was reminded of my mason bee houses that I made last year. And these particular mason bee houses have removable tubes, so I'm able to take the cocoons out, transfer them to another place where I'd like to start some more, and just keep growing the operation. Well, I took some time this morning and went through them. I was a little bit disappointed, but at the same time I did learn some stuff, and I wanted to share that with you today. Basically, when it comes to these mason bee houses, all of them I made look just like this, and I made quite a few of them. They have a cover on the back which is removable with just a few screws, and then after you get the screws removed, you get into where you see these paper tubes that I've made that are just bent over for the cover to go on. Well, with these paper tubes, what you're supposed to be able to do is you remove the tube, just like so. You unroll the tube, and you get to the cocoons. Well, what I've discovered in a few of them is some very weird shaped cocoons. I'm not quite sure what they are. If you happen to know, please leave a comment below letting me know. What I'm thinking they might be is something that's called a pipe horn wasp. And that's the closest thing I can find to this cocoon. Now theirs looked a little bit different. Theirs weren't flared out on the ends like mine. But I'm thinking maybe they're flared out just to make them fit the size of the tube so that they didn't slide around in the tube. But I could be wrong. Some of the other things I found was leaf cutter bee cocoons. I don't mind that because they're a pollinator, but at the same time, I haven't seen any mason bee cocoons out of all of my homes. So I don't know if it's something to do with where I'm putting them. The size of the holes aren't the right size. I'm not quite sure, but I need to narrow down this problem. So the way this is supposed to work is you remove your tube, you find your mason bee cocoons, you can wash them in a light bleach solution, which will wipe out any mites on the cocoon. And then you store them after they dry. You store them in like a cigar box, which you can drill like a half-inch hole in the side, closing the box up, and only leaving that hole for an entrance and an exit. Then what you do is you take the box in fall and you stick it in your refrigerator. That way it stays in a nice cool place. And then when spring comes around, you take that cigar box out to where you've created more nests, maybe set it right beside of them. And as the bees start to emerge from their cocoons, they're going to come out and find this lovely display of new nesting sites. And they're probably going to take them over. Another thing I want to point out while I'm thinking of it is if you're going to make some of these mason bee homes, make sure that they're at least 6 inches deep. And the reason being is when the mason bees enter here, in the back of here and the end of the tube is where the female cocoons will be. All the males stay up front. So if you only have tubes that are 4 inches deep, you're probably not going to get any females in your cocoon collection. So keep that in mind, at least 6 inches deep. But I have yet to find any mason bee cocoons, just a whole bunch of these what look like bullets and a bunch of leaf cutter cocoons. So if you have any information on why I'm not seeing mason bees, please let me know. That would be great. I'd really appreciate that. I hope you've learned something from this video, if it's not just the fact that something else can move into your mason bee homes. It's something to keep an eye open for, and maybe what I should have did is monitor them a little bit closer during the summertime just to see what kind of traffic they were getting. The few times I did look at them, I seen mason bees around them. Now, whether this other wasp had moved in and completely removed the mason bee and then took over, I don't know. Could have happened. Not really sure. So anyway, thanks for watching JC's Bees, and if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Thanks again.